Luffy is not just the captain of the Straw Hat crew or the main protagonist of the One Piece anime, but he is also the first leader that appears in a structure deck to kick off the whole One Piece TCG. Well, alongside these other 3 leaders, but this video is focused specifically on him because while Luffy has a dream to become King of the Pirates, I have a dream to take every single leader made in the One Piece TCG and try to top a locals with them. And that's what we're going to be doing right now. So if you haven't seen this leader before or you don't know what he does, don't worry, most of my opponents had to take a moment to read him too, because no one has played this deck pretty much since the beginning. It did top a few times in the early sets, but with a basic ability like this to give Arrested Dawn to one of your characters, you can see why this card got power creeped out really fast. I mean, if you literally look on YouTube to see deck profiles, you will most likely find ST1 Luffy, because I tried this myself, which is honestly just a better and more complex version of this leader. These early 4 starter deck leaders were mainly made to help players just grasp the concept of the game, its potential, and really just to help with color identity, kind of. They really were trying to handhold new players with the rules and the idea of basic combos and deck building concepts. But with these cards basically being 3 years old now, and so much more red support out, as basic as this leader may be, is there hope for us to be able to build a version of this deck that can top a local? Let's head on over to our first spot to find out.
Hopefully this isn't becoming a pattern, but I also didn't get to practice much with Luffy. At least this build, I just finished building it right before I had to leave. I'm hoping we can win this. I'm not as confident as I was last week with Zoro. Also, today is a more popular day to play One Piece. You know, last time we did it, it was a Sunday. Tonight's a Wednesday, so middle of the week. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but hopefully we get lucky. Hopefully we just rush some people down, and yeah, I'm really hoping we can pull it out. I don't even know like what my good matchups are going to be, or what even some of the bad ones are, because again, who the heck has played starter deck 01 Luffy? Many people will be shocked. I think anybody who doesn't know me, I'm going to pull up, they're going to see my leader and be like, this guy has to have just started playing this game. I have another build in my mind if this first one doesn't work. This is day 2 of doing this. We're 1 for 1, so we're undefeated right now, but man, if we lose today, I have another build in mind, or maybe I'm just hoping I learned something. I'm hoping it surprises some people. There's a few things in there that I put in that I think people won't be expecting, and hoping that it'll serve me well with a 5 life leader, but we'll see when we get there.
And not only am I concerned with my event choices at the moment, but also I've never played this leader before, and I only have the base card, which I know in the grand scheme of things isn't a big deal, it's just cosmetic, but I figured for this series it would be really cool if I could play with all of the alt arts and show you guys how cool these leaders can be. Again, that's the whole point of the series, to show you guys the best foot forward that I can what these leaders have to offer. But I have an idea on how to solve this problem, and as we pull up to Sully's, I see just the man that we were looking for. Niall, a One Piece friend I've had since I started playing the game, but he has no idea I am even doing this challenge. So let's see how this goes.
I'm doing a new series,
Yeah.
so I'm bringing back because for my channel, so I'll have pools with every leader possible.
Good, bro.
So I started last week with Zoro. That was super easy. We were here and we did that. This week I'm doing Luffy.
Nice. So you're gonna do
Structure.
from 01 all the way through?
All the way through.
So you're gonna go by order through
Yep.
everybody?
Yep.
Nice.
But the problem is I don't have every alt.
Oh.
And I know you collect alts.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I was gonna see just whatever leader I'm on, if I could borrow it from you.
Playing right now?
ST1 Luffy.
Do you have the gold one?
I don't have it. I just have the base one. You got me? I'll shout you out. You'll be my supplier. Oh, you got it? Nice. Let's go. Because I was going to do... Because... Yeah. Yeah, so it's Luffy today, and then I'm doing Red Green Law probably tomorrow or
Card pot
Saturday.
and paper?
Yeah.
You gonna go to paper?
Yeah.
You're doing this one, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think you're looking for the gold. Oh, this
That
one.
one, yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the Luffy
this
I'm
is
doing.
The super pre-release one.
I'll use that one.
And then you say you're doing Law tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bro, you're the man.
Nice. The super pre-release is an amazing alt art of this leader. The nicest official version there is. Niall, you are the man. If you have an X account, go ahead and give him a follow. I left his link down in the description. He's a great Bonnie player with some really good insights in the game, with a great collection as you just saw, and loves talking all things One Piece. And since we were talking about it, if you enjoy this series so far, make sure to leave a like and comment your favorite leader, because once we hit 2,000 followers on this channel, I'll be giving away a box of the newest set to one of our subscribers. And this week, the week this video releases, we will be giving away a winner croc from the 2v2 events, and I'm planning some live streams and so much more just to say thank you for all the support you guys have been showing. So to stay up to date with all of that, make sure to go follow us on X as well, down in the link. I'll leave the link down in the description below. We just crossed the 2K line there. I post daily and get your input on what I could do better for these videos. So anything you guys want to tweet at me, please have at it and I will read all of it. But anyways, round one is ready, so let's get going.
All right, here we go.
Forgot to start recording apparently, or I bumped it, so we missed the beginning part, but it's okay.
Round one is starting and we are playing against the meta deck of this meta here. Blue, purple Luffy, and so again, I'm already nervous because this is the best deck in the format. We've had no practice at all. This deck can ramp so quickly and start dropping some 9-cost monsters really fast. The blue Sanji, you can play, just allows you to play another 9-cost or lower character, typically a Big Mom or another Rush Luffy. And then the ability of once you hit 8 Dawn, you could ramp so quickly. I mean, not ramp, you could draw so quickly with it. Basically 2 cards every single turn while arranging what you're gonna be drawing into or what you can play. Really is a super strong deck. So our only hope is to go really wide, really fast, and put a lot of pressure on him because he's only a 3-life leader to stay alive. And I think he threw the rest on the bottom there. So this is where I'm like, okay, I think we got him. I think this is our game because he's playing very defensively. He's playing my game instead of me having to play his, which you kind of want to see here. You don't want him dropping a ton of big bodies because he knows now that if he doesn't leave up some Dawn, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And so he ends up playing a Big Mom, healing himself, putting my Kid and Killer at the top of my life. Again, I built this first version to really be super rush heavy. I end up using 4 to use my Gum Gum Mole pistol. I end up using 2 of them, I believe, to get rid of the Big Mom here. So now he's thinking, or I think I used 1 and then I used Gum Gum regular pistol, not Mole pistol, to KO him. So the first one was just to lower it down because it minuses 4k, and the second one was to kill it, again, just to keep his board down. And then I swing big with Luffy. He ends up taking that as well. Again, if he didn't heal, that could have potentially been game. Now he drops the Katakuri blocker. This character is crazy because he can swing, being an 8k leader or 8k character, but then also restand himself if he wants, if not another Big Mom pirate. So potentially the 9 Mom there that we just got rid of. So I'm glad we got rid of it when we did. Now I'm just blockering up. We're starting to get low on time here. This was our first game, but I was setting up still, so I did eat into some time, and then just you know, him kind of figuring out and piloting his deck takes up some time as well. As you can see, this is obviously on like 3 times speed here. It's going a little quick, but I think initially this round took us like full 15-20 minutes. We're made aware by the store that the round is almost over, and so at this point it's just playing defensively because of what he did with the Big Mom. We have the extra life, and so he has to get over all these blockers that you see now. We have the choppers, we have the just a lot to cover our life, and so we just basically keep trying to go for life while he tries to figure out a way to try to go for game. But we pretty much have this in the bag at this point. We end up winning just due to time. Not the way we want to win, but we'll take it, I guess. Game 2 starts and we are now playing against a purple Katakuri. So yeah, I got the win off that first game. Not feeling the greatest about that win because again, it was just based on time and just had to adjust my strategy. But again, good to have that many blockers, I guess, in the deck with those chump blocker choppers. Came in pretty handy along with the other chopper blocker that we had here. So we set up, he ends up searching, and this is the first time I've ever even played Katakuri. So this is, again, only the second game I've ever played with this deck. End up playing out the Sanji for 3, using my leader ability to still swing 6, which is pretty crazy and pretty strong. He ends up going now, playing out more searchers. Actually, he played out his pudding, which anytime he returns a Dawn, he basically can ramp one back up. I then get out my Zoro. This Zoro is kind of the beast of this whole deck because once I put 2 Dawn on him, he has Rush, and if he gets KO'd, then I get to play a character at 6k power or less. He has Katakuri. Whenever he attaches a Dawn, which is kind of crazy, he gets to look at the top of my life, which is pretty strong. So we're both kind of learning each other's leaders here and kind of the matchup. At this point, our board is looking pretty good with the Wapol and the Sanji and the other Sanji. And now we have the Rush Zoro, so we are just pressuring him like crazy. He's down to 1 life. He doesn't have a lot on the board. He's really waiting to use that Katakuri to be able to go for game and start dropping some big bodies for really, really cheap. But we're not going to let him. He ends up here dropping another character just to be able to KO my Zoro, which is fine because we still have such a strong board here. He ends up swinging just to try to apply some pressure, but since he attacked with the Katakuri, now we know we are going for that. We had the event to be able to get rid of it if need be, if he never swung with it, but since he did, we end up using it to get rid of his pudding, which is a big help and resource with his leader to get his Dawn back. And so at this point, we just start pressuring really, really hard here. And he's got no life left. He's trying to figure out what to do. He heals for 1, but we just have more than enough here still to just keep that pressure on. And so we end up being able to just go. We're debating splitting the Dawn or just swinging big with leader. And since his hand size is so low, we just end up going in with Sanji and then putting the rest on Luffy here and then going for game with Rush Luffy and get the game. Here we go.
I'll go first. Oh, this is the old one. You ready to see what I'm playing?
What do you want?
Okay. This is the old version. That's the old card. It's the same leader, just different art. This is also the one related. It is. Oh, the suspense. Oh, here we go. You ready? So I'm doing a series where I'm trying to top a local with every leader before it goes out of rotation. So this is day 3 or day 2. So I started with Zoro. That felt like cheating because, you know, I was able to top of that pretty easily. So from OP-01 to structure deck 1.
That is definitely an OP-01.
Very, pretty much is like, why am I not just playing starter deck 21? It's like practically the better version of this.
Yeah. Twice the effects.
Yeah. But hey, I've made it to 2 games so far.
What did you face?
Round 1 was blue-purple Luffy, which was pretty good into it. Yeah, it actually did pretty good into it. Just because of I'll show you the list afterwards. But then after that, I played a Katakuri, purple Katakuri.
Oh, okay.
And that one was pretty good again too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was your tongue I should be scared?
No, I'm telling you, there is nothing to be afraid of. It's the OP-01 deck. Yeah. 4. You pick.
I'll take second.
All right. Sounds good.
So we are playing another friend of ours, Wise Guy, and he is playing green purple Luffy, one of the other strongest decks in the meta here. So Luffy v Luffy, we get going, we get to go first, we drop our Nami, then we play the Sanji. We are seeing the perfect curve here. He ends up not playing much on his first turn, but ends up playing Zoro on the next. I end up Gum pistoling it just to keep his board clear, and I'm feeling pretty good into this matchup because I know we have the mole pistols. We're going to be really, really helpful to keep his board down, especially his Sanji pudding, which he needs to be able to have the value that he has before here. And so as you're seeing, he's trying to get a board going, but we're just establishing really, really quickly. His leader has the ability to become a 6k leader, which is super helpful for him. But with our leader ability, we should be able to get up to that and be able to just keep swinging some 6s at him. He gets a Going Merry out. He gets a Luffy Taro out, which he plays a Frankie with. He's down to 2 life already, and we are just pressuring him with our Zoros here, because the Zoros, if you remember, once they get KO'd, I could play another 6k character onto the board to replace him. So this Luffy here is great value because it gives Arrested Dawn to somebody, which I'm giving to himself there. I play another Zoro here, and it seems like we're in a really good spot because we are just trying to keep his board down. He's down to 1 life. He does have a pretty big hand size at this point, and he's gotten his Dawn up pretty high up. But he starts swinging at my life instead of my board, which was kind of shocking because I didn't have that much counter in hand. And so here I am down to 1 life as well. He kind of called my bluff and is matching me now. now. And so we are both struggling a bit, hoping to get this game over and done with here, but I know he has the Gum Gum Giants in his hand, and so that's what makes this matchup really, really hard. Yeah, so we're trying to go for game here, but he keeps on countering out, does use the Gum Gum Giants here to stay alive, and I don't get to close out the game that turn. He does have a lot of flexibility at this point. He still has a life, 9,000, and he's thinking about what he wants to do. He's trying to set up, he knows he needs to he ends up blockering up with the Sanji, playing out another Frankie. When he swings into my life, I have no life now. I need a blocker at this point. I end up mole pistoling his Sanji, and I saw all 4 mole pistols this game, and my Gum Gum pistol as well. And so I'm trying to swing in, but he has a 6 life leader, so I'm having to invest in on here. I'm swinging 6-6, 6 again, and then I end up dropping Kid and Killer to try to go for game here. Not enough, though. He is able to come out of it still. Go down, only taking 1 of the hits, so he's at 0 life as well. He ends up winning the game.
Another friendly fire. You ready to see? Do you know what I'm playing yet? No?
What does that do?
It's basically a crappier version of ST1 Luffy.
We're playing with a friend Jesus, and he's playing blue-purple Luffy as well. So this is our opportunity to really redeem ourselves after that first round win that we got. Really proving to see if this deck can indeed take on the meta as well as we hope. Losing that last game really hurt, but at least we lost to a friend. And I'm hoping if he ends up topping, we could still end up topping as well. If he wins the event, he could pull us up quite a bit. We get a pretty good start seeing a lot of our 1-cost Namis as well as a 1-cost Chopper, and even get the Frankie set up. Now Frankie's really, really good because their biggest card that any purple Luffy deck is going to be using is Gum Gum Giant. This card almost negates it, especially if you can go wide, because Frankie allows you to get plus 2k, but it doesn't get to live that long. He ends up hitting a event in life, I believe, not a Gravity Blade, it was Red Rock, and he bottom decks that Frankie right away because he knows the power that that thing can have if it sits on the board, and if I could build a pretty wide board with a couple different characters. He ends up seeing Katakuri and Sanji into another Katakuri, and it is not looking good here. Trying to rush him down, but he is just lasting here, and especially with 2 Katakuris on the board and a Sanji and a leader, 6k leader, things are not looking great. While it started off really strong, these 1-costs end up not doing too much on the board here, and I try to block her up to protect my 1 life that I have left, but he is just being aggressive, especially because those Katakuris can restand themselves, and this game doesn't last too long. Not in our favor. We end up losing again, 2 in a row. Really hurts. With 2 losses now, there's no way we can top this event this day, and so we are just having our last match, kind of just a fun match against Buggy to see how we do. This was a newer player, so really we just made a new friend, so if you're watching, thanks for watching. But really we were kind of just teaching him the game, and this deck kind of helped him just learn what aggro kind of was and what red really can do. So this was just a fun game we played. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed after being at the top tables with some other friends, hoping that this would be the opportunity here to just win it, do another one and done. But it's okay, it's not gonna get us down. We're gonna keep trying here and get back to the drawing board. Nobody likes to lose, but the reality is, in life and in card games, we find ourselves at a loss from time to time. It's frustrating, especially when you feel like you worked really hard and you're trying to do as well as you can. You can't help but think about those games and what you do. But it's not just about losing, but really what you choose to do after that. In both life and card games, it really comes back to what will you do? Will you let that keep you down? Will you let it affect your joy and your day-to-day? Or are you going to choose to get back up and try again? As we finish up this game and get ready to leave, I reflect on the games that we had, what we can learn from them, but also what we can be doing for the next round in day 2. Because again, we do have 2 more attempts still before we completely lose this challenge on this leader.
I think the biggest thing, like I said, was just not having top end, not having like some bigger bodies to drop once you got into late game, which is so important in this meta. It's just having bigger bodies. So had a lot of small bodies, was able to get the board pretty well, but need to play a little different So we'll see. I'm gonna look and do some more research, and hopefully we'll be able to get some, be able to top. We'll see what we end up placing here.
We don't end up even close to the top, and so we're back to the drawing board here the next day, and we are re-looking at the deck, trying to figure out what we can do better, what we could change. And like I said, adding in some higher top end will be helpful here. I'm thinking maybe some dragons, some Rogers that you just saw there. But I'm laying out the deck, and I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to look at a problem in life or in One Piece, I like to just lay it all out, get it all out in front of me, and really take a hard look at what got us to where we were and what is going to help us into the future. And so I'm not giving up just yet. I think there is a way we can make this deck a winner and come out on top. You have to believe if you really want to try to do a challenge like this. And so we are going to look at all of this and really see. This was the original build that you saw here. A lot of the choppers, a lot of Sanjis, a lot of the Sanji Nami ones here, some rushers, and this was a really rush heavy deck. And like I said, the events of the Gum Gum pistol, it did come in handy. Not sure I needed it. And I also was running some rad beams that you'll see here in a second, but decided to take those out as well, just because we just want to be able to have some top in here. So you'll see I start unsleeving the rad beams for some Rogers, and also I was running only 3 Wapples, decided to go up to 4 because that card is just so good. You'll see the full deck list at the end of this video here, with what we end up with the final product here, but we switched out some things here for that you see. And now let's go on to day 2.
All right, today we are heading to a new spot. We have rebuilt, licked our wounds, and we are ready to go again for round 2 of trying to win with this structure deck 1 Luffy here. I've never been to this shop before. I've been to this shop before to shop, but never to play locals. So excited. Maybe a new spot is just what we need for this leader. And so I'm excited to go, give it a try, see if we can get a win here. I really have no idea what to expect. Like I said, I've never been to this shop before. So it seems like there's a decent amount of people that'll show up, at least when I applied on the app. I called to make sure that they were still doing it, but I'm excited. I don't know about you guys. I'm hoping that the stuff I put in is going to be good enough to get us a win, but we'll see. Like I said, I tweaked some stuff, added some more top end. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. Let's get it. Let's do it.
And as excited as I am for this next locals we're going to do with this Luffy, I did not realize, or kind of forgot, that this was inside a mall. Not only a mall, but one of the biggest ones in the world, in all of Illinois for sure here. And so we are running, trying to find it. I thought I knew where it was. I parked in the spot, only to realize that they moved locations, and I have no idea where the second spot is. This mall is massive. I mean, just look at the size. There's over 3 floors, multiple stores in it, and I have no clue where I am going. I am just running, looking for it or something to help us learn where the heck this place has moved to. I know it's here because I was able to sign up in the Bandai app, and I talked to them to make sure that they would have enough big enough locals for us to actually do it. Luckily, we find this directory here, only for me to figure out that we are all the way on the other side of the mall. Gamers World, there it is. This is going to be a hike. I gave myself a little bit of extra time so that we could get there to film some stuff in the store and make sure it was okay with them and the locals who were there, because like I said, I haven't been here before, and so I see, yeah, it is all the way on the other side of the mall. We're gonna have to take a little hike here. I'm hoping we don't make it, because starting off with the round 1 game loss would be really upsetting, but luckily we find it. There it is, Gamers World, inside an old American Eagle. And this place is pretty sweet. They have a lot of different stuff. While their case isn't super crazy with One Piece singles or anything like that, pretty sparse, but some of the other stuff they had was super cool, like this mat here for Yu-Gi-Oh! And this one for Digimon. This shop had a lot of cool things. If you're into figurines or other stuff like that, this is a great place to go and check out Gamers World. I'll leave a link to them in the description as well. A lot of cool One Piece stuff, as well as just sports stuff, game stuff, and a whole bunch of things. But what was really cool to me was this back area here where we actually would be playing the locals. The front was really the store, and the back had all these tables set up and all of this other stuff, mainly a lot of Pokemon stuff, which was cool, these plushies and things that you see here. But one of the coolest things that we saw was this phone holder tabletop view. This would totally change the way of our games, and I get permission from them to use it, and we do. So this is that view that you're seeing right now. We are playing against a Calgara in round 1. I haven't played against yellow yet, and so this is exciting. We have the new build in place. We are ready to go. We just need to win 3 in a row, and we have topped with this one if we can do that here. So we start with the Nami search. We get the search off. He ends up doing the same, searching. I've played Calgara before in a regionals, and I know that if they get their top and if they see their Calgara characters and are able to do that, where basically if they take a life, they could play a high level Calgara for pretty cheap. And so we need to start controlling the board here. He ends up searching again. We get a Sanji ready to go. The good thing is he has to take his life, and so we're really good being aggressive. And so if we can do that and take his life from him, so that when he does his leader ability, he's just helping us get the game quicker. So we start going really hard with the Sanji, really hard with the Zoro, and swinging with Luffy here. He's losing a lot of cards in hand here, trying to protect his life because he knows he needs to take it. He ends up using his leader ability to play that high-end Calgara card that we see right there on the board. And so we decide that since he's down to 1 life, he ends up playing this blocker here. I get a Wapple out because he's trying to get some board control as well. I'm down to 2 life, but I'm not too worried at this point because I know, hey, he's got not a lot of cards in hand. We have Wapple. Wapple's going to help us a ton. We use Nami to get rid of the searchers. We use Wapple to get rid of his wiper. And then we end up using a pistol, mole pistol, to get rid of his bigger character here. And then we block her up with 2 blocker choppers here. Always are going to be super helpful. I think I had 3 in the original build, end up going to 4. And so there's not much he could do. He has no rush. He basically swims with his leader. I protect with one of my choppers here. I think he tried to swing just at life even, but want to stay healthy. And so we decided to go with Wapple again in to take his last life here. And now we're debating what to do. He's got 1 blocker. So we drop a dragon. Again, that new top end we were talking about here. And there's nothing he could do at that point because I just put the rest on Luffy, use Luffy and Dragon's ability to swing 8, and we get the game. The next round, we end up playing against a green-purple Luffy. Again, the deck that ruined it for us on the last run. So can we redeem ourselves now against them? We know what we need to see. We know that now how valuable the Frankie really is. And so we start by dropping a Nami that has the same ability as our leader here. He ends up searching with his... he forgets to put his life down, and we notice this a little bit further in. But I end up swinging 8 with... Luffy after dropping a Sanji down. He ends up blockering up and searches out the Zoro, swings in. I end up blocking out of that as well, and so now we see a rush Zoro as well. Gets a rush in there. He's down to 3 life right now. Get a Nami search as well. Swing with my leader, and he's debating. I'm debating what else I want to do here. He ends up countering out, and then I swing in big with Sanji, just trying to get him down as quick as we can here. He's down to 2. He starts using his leader ability. He does see the Sanji pudding, but we do have the mole pistol, I believe, in hand. He ends up, I end up countering out of the swing because I want to stay healthy. I mole pistol his Sanji pudding right away because, again, we have to keep those cards out. Swing big with my leader as well as with Zoro. And so he ends up gianting early on. I was surprised because now he's down to just 3 Dawn, back up to 5. So basically you'd have to use all of it to play Sanji pudding, but he ends up playing 4 to play Zoro. Searches out a 2K. Doesn't have the other Sanji pudding, so he ends up using the last one to basically play a chopper blocker. And he goes back down to 3 to basically restand a Dawn because he knows he has giant. Again, we're just applying so much pressure early on, and I get Frankie out. So again, now his giants are really just going to be helping me. And so he swings 7 again with Zoro. He ends up countering out, being a 6 cost leader now with his leader ability, 6k leader, I'm sorry. He blocks my leader swing with his chopper, and I end up dropping my own just to be able to protect my board. He ends up swinging into Zoro. I let that go through because now that lets me drop Wapple. He plays double Sanji here, and I'm feeling pretty good because he didn't even leave any Dawn up, so either he knows it's not worth it with Giant, or he doesn't even have it. And so I swing in big to Zoro just to get rid of that creature on board. Trying to get rid of really his blockers as well. And so debating what to do, we end up removing our Nami, second Nami that has the same as our leader ability to play a rush Luffy here that gives Arrested Dawn. And so that helps us a bit more too. We swing in, he ends up taking it. I was thinking he was going to block out, but he's probably saving those to either swing with or to try to last one more turn. He searches again with Nami, gets another Sanji pudding, decides to use Electric Luna to keep my main 2 attackers down, drops a Going Merry, gets a Frankie, swings with leader. I block with Chopper. I believe he tried to swing into Luffy, And so that Electric Luna hurt. That definitely set me back a turn because now I don't have my swings that I need. So debating what I want to do, end up deciding to just put everything on Frankie with the Sanji that allows me to rush in and go for game because it's unblockable. So that gets us game 2 and we redeem ourselves from Green Purple Luffy. And now on to the final match. Can we do it and win it all? We will find out right now.
You can see our game. What's your name?
Jake.
Jake, you're cool with me filming?
Yeah.
Recording? Cool. What are you playing? This is the finals here. We made it. Ooh, let's see. Can we do it? Can we top with ST1 Luffy against the Bello Betty? All right. One of my biggest nemesis as a 3-life leader main.
One of those people.
Finals are our Luffy versus Bello Betty. This guy is a menace and he loves taking down 3-life leaders like I mentioned here. So he's really good against Blue Purple Luffy and Green Purple Luffy. Basically, he just floods the boards really quickly, makes your leader minus 2k, so bringing him down to like a 4k leader, and then swinging in big with a really wide board and able to buff them up with his leader ability, basically giving 3 characters with trigger plus 3k. So as you can see, the Karasu is really what he uses to get down the power of your leader, of his opponent's leader. But we have a decent start here and it's a pretty good game. We got rid of the Karasu right away with the mole pistol. He ends up getting rid of one of our Namis here based off of the triggers. Really, that's the crazy thing about his deck, is a lot of his characters just come out of life. The deck is majority triggers here that allow him just to play those characters on board, or characters that just let you play other characters from your hand for free. Like the character he has right there. As you're seeing, he's dropping a ton, trying to come back, but we get him down pretty quick. We survive his initial attacks, and being a 5-life leader does help a ton because it just gives us more time to establish and get set up. And with Bello Betty, you either win right away or you start losing the game over time. And so with Rush Luffy, we're able to kind of pressure him here with what we have on board. He ends up taking his last life, and then we swing all in for 9 and we get the game. Let's go. I cannot believe that we won. It is crazy to think that we did it with the starter deck. 01 Luffy went undefeated here and won with him in that game. It's kind of crazy, and it just reminds me that if at first you don't succeed, it's really about just trying again, getting back up and going for it. A lot of people overlooked this leader or just laughed at him on the original start of the game, but with the right tools and with the right belief and faith in it, we were able to get a win with him, which is crazy. And maybe you're like me. Maybe you felt overlooked or you felt that before, and really in some ways this is just representative of life too. While it might not seem like you stack up really well against a lot of other things, or there's just so many better things that are out there that you compare yourself to, the reality is that if you just take the time, work on yourself and work on what you have, and you have the belief that you can do it, anything is possible. So if you need someone to believe in you today, I want to dedicate this video to you. Know that you have someone who believes in you, who's in your corner, and you can do it, just like we did with this ST1 Luffy here. I'm excited to move on to the next deck here, which will be Law. But until next time, guys, know that you are valued and loved, and I'll see you soon.